I don't know where you happen to be watching this video report today, but for the past 9 days I've been in the South Florida area on the Gulf Coast, anywhere from Tampa down to Naples, over to Sarasota, all over the place. And I'm pretty sure that Noah and his ark have been following me along the way every single day. A downpour. Ugly. Other than the fact that it's in the 80s and humid as hell. So, I mean, there's that going for me. But here on the video report yesterday, another complimentary winner in the finals, this time in the Eastern Conference, as I gave the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I was right on the money with my analysis. I mean, I broke that game down perfectly for you. The only problem as far as my wallet was concerned is that I had a best bet and my money on the over in that contest. And unfortunately, the Boston Celtics did far worse offensively than I thought they would, and that game just fell short of going over. So that unfortunately was a loser. Now, in terms of who's got the big play today, and in terms of what I've got going here on the video report, well, I'm going to give you another free selection, this time on the side for game number 3 of the Warriors and the Rockets. A game that I like, but I'm not necessarily in love with. I think the best bet happens to be in baseball today. In fact, it's a rare 20-dime release, only the 4th in baseball in terms of a side selection for me since the 2016 season. So raised the bar 20-dime release. Who has the big play in the basketball? That would be Trace Adams. Not only is it a double your wager 2,000 star release, number 20 out of 33, but as conference finals winner number 4 out of 5. It's twice as big as his top rated 1,000 star winner number 6 out of 8 on the Cavaliers last night. And it matches his game 2 double your wager winner on the Celtics over Cleveland. And you can get it for over half price off by using coupon code double. If you're looking for a early bankroll winner in baseball, maybe you want to check out Brad Wilton, who is not only going for winning day number 6 out of 7, but top rated 100 dime winner number 2 in a row. Yesterday it was Milwaukee over Minnesota at plus 105. Mismatch of the year goes on the afternoon card. And of course, Thursday and Friday he had 50 dime total winners that were both discounted, that both won. And this play is, of course, twice as strong. You get it for over half price off by using coupon code BRAD. All the other discounts and promo codes are over on the home page. So let's talk about game number 3 here in the series. Now, after game number 2 was played, which of course was a blowout in the Rockets' favor, 127-105. Game number 1, of course, a blowout in the Warriors' favor, 119-106. After game number 2, I told you that the law of averages, I felt, would dictate that when I looked at the box score, I thought there were a couple of ominous things for the Rockets that would not play well going into game number 3. First of all, PJ Tucker was not going to look like the second coming of Michael Jordan that often, and would not have a repeat performance where he was 7 for 8 from the field and scored 22 points. Because again, this guy averaged 6.1 points during the regular season. PJ Tucker spearheaded that great game for them when they went to the small lineup. And it was a great game for the Rockets, and absolutely in game number 2. But PJ Tucker scoring 22 points. Trevor Ariza scoring 19 points. That's just not going to happen that often. You know, I'll take it a step further. Eric Gordon came off the bench and had 27 points. Now, Eric Gordon, we saw him do that quite frequently during the regular season. But Eric Gordon has struggled throughout the postseason. In fact, he only had really one good scoring game in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and I think that was game 3 of the Utah series. He has struggled with his shot, struggled to be a productive player. Now, he has shot well in the first 2 games in the series, but that 27-point outburst, very unusual so far in the postseason. So, I look again, probability and statistics, the law of averages catching up. I look at the other side, and I see that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in game number 2 combined for 24 points on 10 for 30 shooting. They scored a combined 46 points in game number 1. I see in game number 2 that Kevin Durant had 38 points, following up his game 1 monster performance. The rest of the starters for the Warriors in game number 2 combined for 35 points. The chances of that happening again at home, where the Warriors have won 15 straight games at the Oracle, Oh, I say that's doubtful. The chances that Steph Curry, who's 2 for 13 on three-pointers in the series, who has only averaged 17 points in the first 2 games of the series, is going to continue to struggle offensively? Oh, I'm willing to bet against that. You see what I mean? I just think that the law of averages dictates that the Warriors find their offensive game. And the Rockets, who continue to play that ISO game. As I pointed out in the first 2 games of the series, listen, the Warriors are a team that thrives with their ball movement. The Rockets, such a heavy ISO team, and they've taken it to new levels here in this series. Game number 1, 45 isolation plays. That is the most by any team in the regular season or the postseason over the last 5 years, according to Second Spectrum. In game number 2, 46 isolation plays. But where they were more effective is that James Harden had 26 isolation plays alone in game number 1. Now understand, the Rockets' average for isolation plays during the regular season was like 23. Harden had 26 in game number 1. But in game number 2, Harden's ISO plays dropped to 16. Chris Paul, who was the better facilitator, his ISO plays went from 10 to 16. So that's why you saw guys like PJ Tucker and Trevor Ariza get more involved in the offense, and that helped Houston distribute the ball, have a little more motion in their offense, rather than, hey, James Harden has the ball, and as I jokingly said, you know, it was more like the Toronto Raptors offense where for the past couple of years prior to this season, where they went to more of like a motion flow offense. It was like everybody stood around the floor while Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan had the ball. That's why they had a little more motion. But it's not going to change. Leopards aren't going to change their spots overnight. You know, or is it cheetahs? Is it cheetahs or leopards? But this is not the Animal Channel, so Discovery Channel or anything like that. So we're not going to worry about which animal it is. But the bottom line is, I just think the Warriors are going to play a much stronger offensive game here tonight. I think the Warriors, it's not really a case of them tuning up their defense. It's a matter of the Warriors getting on track offensively, especially Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. I just think that Curry, he's had a couple of extra days rest because of this quirk in the TV scheduling in this series, and only benefits the Warriors coming back at home. This line has moved up to 8 points here. It's increased another half point, but I have no qualms in laying the points with Golden State in this contest. In baseball, how about the Phillies today, which I think is a pretty cheap price at minus $1.25 with Aaron Nola on the hill against St. Louis's Jack Flaherty. Aaron Nola has won his last 5 starts, lowering his earned run average on the season to 1.99. In 4 road starts this season, his earned run average is 1.9. In 3 career starts against St. Louis, his earned run average is 1.86. Phillies won the series opener on Thursday 6-2. They got hammered on Friday 12-4. They bounced back and won yesterday, blowing a couple of leads, then rallying for the win 7-6. They've won 25 of 38 games since a 1-4 start this season. Outside of the NL East, they are 18-3 this year. Cardinals have lost 5 of their last 7. They are 0-3 in Flaherty's 3 starts this year. Why not lay it on the money line? My God, the hotter team, the Phillies, minus 125. I got to lay it with Philadelphia. So Golden State and Philadelphia are 2 complimentary plays for Sunday. I wish you well, guys, and talk to you again tomorrow.